to Great Greys, your one-stop shop to finding winners across Australia from the world of greyhound racing. Host David Shortte is joined by Harry Buchanan from the Greyhound Insider, Jaycin Campbell to look at Queensland and Tasmanian chasing, Hall of Famer Neil Brown, Sean Matheson looking at South Australian chasing, New South Wales expert Simon Orchard, and the Shane Train Williams rounds it out with his key plays and kennel mail in WA. Now, over to the team for this week's edition of Great Greys.
Good morning and welcome along to Great Greys on this Thursday, the 11th of April 2024. The countdown is on towards the Sandgroper this time next week. We'll only be hours away from the Classic. It'll be an absolute beauty. Seven Vics taking on the lone Sandgroper in Sunset Fraser. It's going to be a spectacular race. But before that, we'll see if we can't help you build a bank for the weekend of chasing upcoming. Over the next hour, we'll be talking to Harry Buchanan, also Jaycin Campbell. Neil Brown, the Hall of Famer, will be joining us. Also, Sean Matheson to talk all things SA chasing. Simon Orchard with the latest in New South Wales, of course, with the rain over there last weekend. The Golden Easter Egg Series put back a week, so the semi-finals are on this Saturday night, rounding it out with the Shane Train Williams. It's all between now and 11 o'clock here on TAB Radio. Just the two races for broadcast over the next hour. Of course, Wyong race 1 at 10:15 and the second from Wyong later into the program at 10:50. But without further ado, let's get to Harry Buchanan. He's got the hot hand. He's been finding winners for fun this week on the Tab Touch blog. It's great to be catching up with him again on this Thursday morning. Welcome to you, Harry.
Yeah, good morning, Shorty. Good morning, listeners. It's good to be catching up with you today, mate. It's a very exciting weekend coming up and a very exciting week as well.
Yeah, big style. Yeah, the countdown's on. This time next week, we'll be getting very, very excited because it'll only be hours away from the Sandgroper, and there's been plenty going on trial-wise. You've got a bit of info for us this morning in regards to some trials?
Yeah, there's been a couple go around this morning, Shorty. Sunset Fraser, he went round 29.54 at Kennington, 5.35 early, so that's obviously a very good early split, as we know, and some indication that he certainly, still obviously got it on the clock, and he's substandard form by his standards anyway at Mandurah. Hopefully might turn around now. He's had that look back at Cannington, so that was a really good trial, 29.54 for him. But it was the trial of big energy, 5.44, 13.62, 18.21, 29.25. He has gone around, and that, for those who don't know, lowered the track record of Campini by 1/100th. The run home, Shorty, 11.04 for big energy.
Wow.
Extraordinary gear that this morning, 29.25. Cut it out, big energy. If you don't mind, that's airborne. So
it's remarkable. Well, the team at Mint Bent will be doing absolute cartwheels. Kirsty Moore, all of the crew. How exciting.
Absolutely. Kirsty sent the ticket through this morning, 5.44, which is it's good. There's no doubt about that. But look, in saying that, even if he got that down a little bit, it's still well within track record time, and that's just an electric run. Obviously, 29.25. We haven't seen anything in the vicinity of that for a long, long time, Shorty, as you know. So, and the 11.04 run home is absolutely superb. He's right on song, this dog. He's clearly ready to go. Look, we have a box draw to get through on Monday, and that could, change everything. There's no doubt about that. It's been well spoken of about how critical this draw is of all draws because of some of the traits of the dogs in the race. But goodness me, if you want big energy at the top of his game, you've got him, and he's superb at the moment. It's also the word filtered through. I think Fernando Phil's having a trial today around the Meadows in preparation. He had a look last week, obviously, at Cannington, and he's having a tune-up today. So I think he's having a box-to-box by all reports there, but a couple of slippery trials, none more so than big energy, Shorty.
That's wonderful news, and adds further spice for the big race this time next week, the Sandgroper. It's going to be superb, but wow. That is such exciting stuff to have a dog there that's trialled sub-track record time into the mix. We know Trooper Tears trialled very quickly in the build-up as well earlier on in the week. Explicit, we know, has been running some incredible times. This is just going to be an amazing race. Can't wait for it to all happen this time next week. If you're looking to have an early bet, Tab Touch, of course, are up with the pre-post market. The box draw is going to be crucial in regards to what it all looks like. There's no doubt about that, because there are a couple of dogs that are obviously early splitters, and we know that Trooper Tears is a dog that is going very well, but is a greyhound that does like to use a little bit of the track. So greyhounds drawn inside of that dog are likely to have something of an advantage, and also if it happens to draw sort of 7 or 8, it comes right into the mix given the times that it has been trialling. So the market as it sits right now, $2.90 explicit, Big Energy off that trial, $4.50. Morton at $6 is going great guns. Trooper Tears $7. Mapunga Smoky at 10, Fernando Phil at 10, Hector Fawley at 10, and Sunset Fraser a $13 chance. Just star-studded, absolutely spectacular. Can't wait for this race next Thursday. Good luck if you're having a pre-post bet. Of course, the box draw will be 9 o'clock on Monday morning right here on TAB Radio. You'll be able to hear all of the action, and of course also view it live on stream across all of the social media channels. That's massive, Harry. You've really rocked my world a little bit with that news with Big Energy. It's just magnificent, and I think that really does add something for the big race. Before that, though, we've got plenty of great chasing to look forward to over the next little patch. Chasing this evening at Sandown. Had some good meetings there in recent Thursday nights. Talk us through how we're playing this evening out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen on a couple here tonight, Short. A few dogs have been following, actually. I think they're going to back up and go well tonight. Going to kick it off in the first. Race 1, number 1, Flying Dinner. She was super last week. This is a really good litter. There's a couple of dogs in this litter that go well out of Flying Smooth. One of them is her, 29.59 last week, off box 5 leading. She's got sort of hit and miss box manners, but I just think on box 1, she'll hold up here. She's very short at the moment, around $1.60. I'd like to see it get close to $1.80, $1.90. Whether that reaches that target remains to be seen, but I think she'll get the job done there in race number 1 for us to kick it off on a winning note. Race 2, number 3, Dundee Lexi steps up to the $5.95. She has had one of these in the past, and clearly wasn't ready for it. It wasn't that long ago, but she's got a better draw here. She's had a few 500 runs since then, and she's much more prepared for it now. She's got a big middle and last section on this dog, and look, she doesn't win a lot. She's only 2 from 17, but she's run several placings, and her best work is done here at Sandown, and her form line's good. She can come from anywhere, and I just think the step up now, she is ready for it this time. She'll be hard to stop. Go down to race 6, number 3, Stellar Girl. I just think she's the one that we know can stay here. A few of these are past mark. He's having his first look at the 700. He's had a couple of good 680s. Dewana Sensation, who we saw come over to Kennington for a couple of runs. Just not sure that she's at the top of her game at the moment. Hello Par is another dog who's probably going to struggle at the 700 here the last little bit. Stellar Girl, I know she can get out of her ground, but as I said, she is a dog that can stay, and if she's close enough up the back, that second behind Unreal Speed last week, that's enough to get her over the line in at least a top 2 position. And then race 10, number 7, Who Dat Shanlin. If you were watching last week, that was just a tragedy. She's gone from winning the race at the top to running 4th somehow. I don't know how that all unfolded. She's almost come down on her nose there, trying to go underneath a dog which isn't her. She's got the big last section. She's come back a very, very good dog this time in, and look, she's out where she wants to be for mine, and I think she's going to take some stopping here in this race. It's not a hard race, especially compared to who she's been racing lately, so she should take us home on a each-way winning note with any sort of luck, and she's a really good price to bet as well. Race 1, number 1, race 2, number 3, race 6, number 3, race 10, number 7, Sandown this evening, Shorty.
Excellent work there. They are the thoughts for Sandown tonight. They've got a bumper 12 race card. First race gets underway 4 minutes past 4 Western Standard Time. Let's focus now locally out to Mandurah tonight, and we've got another very good program to look at here. 12 races, first at 6:52. Who are you liking on this program?
Yeah, race 4, number 7, Charlie's Harley. I'm really keen. You talking to the boys this morning on the Sports Daily. I thought that this was the best bet on the card. just think it'll go straight to the front here. Good box manners, good early speed. And last week, just a little bit uncharacteristic of box 1, but prior, the week earlier, box 6, 17-12, straight onto the arm. And I just think the dog will find the top here and it won't get run down. Going very, very well, and especially when it does get to the front. That's when it does its best work. I think he can kick us off on a winning note. Race 5, number 5, Burner Flash. He has a lot of spells, this dog. I think he's had a few issues because he's now just turned 4 years of age. He's only had the 37 runs. He's very capable. He invariably turns up and hits the podium. Doesn't win many, but this is winnable. And I thought his run last week, first up from another spell behind Pat Up Arm, was good enough. He does descend late, and if he gets any sort of luck turning for home, he'll take all sorts of stopping here. Go down to race 6, number 1, Shy Emoji, courtesy of the box draw here. The dog outside in B Queen, very wide runner. And that pretty well starts from box rise. She takes a right. As soon as the lids come up, it's going to give Shy Emoji all the room she needs to drive up along the fence here and hit a prominent position into the back. She can turn the tables on All About Rock, who rolled her last week. He moves out the box 7, though, and whilst he can handle that, I don't think he can give her a start. She'll be in front of him tonight, and therefore should get the job done and then finish it off race 10, number 4, Gypsy Rumba. Just took a little misstep at the start last week, and that put her on the back foot. Recovered well enough to run a creditable race, but I think tonight, especially with Timmy Time Bomb inside her, she'll get the nice card in, hard to stop, and she's a sub-17 dog. 16.93, 2 starts to go. A repeat will see her win. Race 4, number 7. Race 5, number 5. Race 6, number 1. Race 10, number 4, man drew this evening. Shorty.
Magnificent, Harry. Appreciate your time as always here on Great Greys. We'll team up again tomorrow. We'll hear from you on the Sports Daily with Digby and Tim from 6:30 tomorrow morning. And then, of course, tomorrow afternoon, looking forward to the male collection where yourself, myself and also Ethan Christian will have a look at this big weekend of chasing upcoming. And great to see that things are on track across there in your neck of the woods for Wentworth Park semi-finals of the Egg on Saturday night.
Yeah, looking forward to that. There's a couple of really good semis that I want to get into, and a few dogs that are having their second look at the track courtesy of advancing through the heats that I think are going to go really well at odds. So we'll get into that tomorrow afternoon, Shorty.
You're listening to Great Greys on Tab Radio.
Where it's now 18 minutes after 10, time to catch up with our mate Jaycin Campbell, have a look at our chasing up there at Albion Park as well as Hobart tonight. Welcome to you, JC.
Hey, Shorty, how you going, mate?
Going really well, thank you. Appreciate your company as always. Got quite a good program to look forward to up there tonight in Queensland at the Creek.
Yes, 11 of the best set to run around the Creek, and we've got the listed winged runner as the feature race, so excited for that, and a lot of really, really nice dogs going around, such as Cindy looking to make it, I think, 7 wins on the bounce.
Yeah, it's been absolutely airborne up there in recent times. Cindy, 520, 600, hasn't mattered. It's just been getting the job done of late. Let's get your best plays on the program, though. Where do we kick things off?
We'll head to the Stain race first. Race 2, number 6, Portman's Last. Now, I want to be forgiving of this bitch's last 2 runs at Wentworth Park. Trainer Warren Nichols obviously was trying to target her at the Association Cup heats and final. Unfortunately, she didn't really adapt too well to going down there, and I don't really think she put too much of an effort in. She's a lot better than that, and we've seen that at Albion Park over this 7-10 metres. She's had 5 starts here for 3 wins and a 3rd placing. I think she's probably best suited here to the small field. She's got room either side of her. Amendola most likely will lead this race early, but watch Portman's Last down the back. She's armed with a really lethal turn of speed, and I think once she finds the front, she'll take a power of beating.
All right, so Portman's Last back to the home deck to do her best work tonight. Race 2, number 6, next of them.
Race 4, number 3, Izzy No Talk. Happy to play her at a bit of value here. I think this race sets up really nice for her. You've got Obliging Hope in box 2 and the 5 dog here, Travis's Scrub. They both have speed. I think they'll potentially cut at each other in front. Izzy No Talk returned from a 3-week absence last week over the 520. Just got in a tricky position on that first turn and probably peaked on her run late, to be fair, but she still run home well enough. She's a bit better suited over the 600 metres. However, I think she'll get the drop on these 2 runners and prove hard enough to hold out late in the piece.
All right, so on an each-way basis, Izzy No Talk to take the drop on Travis's Scrub and Obliging Hope and be too strong late. Race 4, number 3, the 3rd play tonight.
Race 5, number 7, Super Scrub. Now, this is arguably the race of the night. We've got some really sharp dogs in this race, such as Wes Johnson and Very Handy. However, I've been really impressed with Super Scrub. He's only recently stepped back up to the 520 metres, and I thought last week was his best effort over the distance. He jumped out of box 4, not brilliantly, but he really showed good muster to head Very Handy, and then Very Handy just had the drop on him late and proved too strong. I think this race shapes up a bit differently for Super Scrub tonight. Both dogs drawn either side of him are better suited over 600 and 700 metres, and I think he'll get a bit more room to move early, find the front. And with Wes Johnson and Very Handy drawn next to each other, they both have speed, and I hope they sort of bunch up together and Super Scrub can get the run down the back straight and prove very hard to hold out.
Super Scrub around that $4.40 mark with Tab Touch. Looks a good value play again there in race number 5, and you're saving the best till last tonight there at Albion Park. Yes,
really like this one, Shorty, and obviously the punters do too, because he's about even money into the $1.60. That's race 10, number 3, Royal Warren. This runner went around on Sunday at Capalaba, runs second to Valhalla, who has pretty much won every single race at Capalaba since I can last remember anyone else defeating him. He's really well boxed here, I thought. Box 2, Big Easy Owl, isn't the greatest beginner. He does have a bit of muster on his night, but at worst case scenario here, I think Royal Warren will sit outside him and burn him off down the back straight and win this race quite easily. I think he has to go in all multis tonight. It'll be very hard to beat.
Alrighty, so Royal Warren, the BB for tonight there for our man Jaycin Campbell. In recap, race 2, number 6, Portman's Last, race 4, number 3, Izzy No Talk, race 5, number 7, Super Scrub, and the best of them, race 10, number 3, Royal Warren. What about down there in Tassie tonight? They're chasing at Hobart. Do you like anything there?
Yes, just one place for me in Tasmania to Hobart. Race 6, number 5, Legendary Danger. Now, this dog does return from a 10-month spell, obviously due to an injury of some sort. However, that's not deterring me here. He has had a stewards trial in the lead up to this race where he's run 1966 over to 340 metres. Despite this race being a 4th grade race, the dogs in this race are quite limited. I think he come back on a winning note. He did prove to be a really big dog back in time, running some really nice races behind some really good dogs, and very strong late in the piece, this dog. So I reckon watch him raw home, and yeah, they've got to find it very difficult to hold him out.
All right, so watch for that swoop late down there in Tassie tonight. Race number 6 on the program, Greyhound number 5, Legendary Danger, aiming up to make it 4 on the bounce tonight with wins at its last 3 over 5:15, 600 and 461. So the Greyhound certainly proved very versatile over a number of tracks and trips in recent times. Hopefully it can go on with that form tonight there and get the job done around that $2.35 mark on the fixed odds with a Tab Touch, race 6, number 5. Beautifully done, JC. Anything from the camp racing over the next few days?
Oh, best not to embarrass myself, Shorty, so I'll leave that to the players later in the podcast.
Fair enough. Not much for this weekend, but I appreciate your time as always, Jace. You certainly have been seeing them nicely, mate. Good luck tonight there at Albion Park and down there at Hobart.
Thank you, Shorty. Have a good weekend, mate.
There we have it. Jaycin Campbell with us this morning here on A Great Greys. We'll throw back to Matty to see if we can't get the dividends out of race number 1 there at Wyong, where the very well-supported favourite got the cash, Matty.
And that was Icebreaker, $1.50 and $1.04 over a Clear Dancer, $1.50, Hong Kong Harmony, $1.40, $2.20 Quinella, $2.90 Exacta, $6.40 Trifecta, $6.138 First 4, $88.90, and there were no scratchings in race number 1. Back for race 2 in 25, that'll be at 10 to 11, and the favourite at 175 is Chevron. That's the first leg of the first quaddie.
This is your home of the Greyhound Good Oil, Great Greys.
Where we're about to catch up with the Hall of Famer Neil Brown to have a look at tonight's Sandown program. Welcome to you, Neil.
How are you going, David? They've got us a challenging meeting tonight at Sandown Park, and I think we'll have to have our wits about us tonight to try and get a divvy out of the night, but we'll be doing our best, David.
Absolutely, we will, Brownie. And nonetheless, there's 12 winners still to be found. And we're starting to get pretty worked up this time next week when we chat. It'll be the night of the Sandgroper, our big slot race, and the big Vs have taken over. There's 7 Victorian races taking over 1 West Aussie. So, gee whiz, it's going to be certainly dominated by the big V there next Thursday night out at Cannington. Very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, plenty of class greyhounds coming across from Victoria and very well performed dogs, and looking forward to the race. Outstanding concept, and you've got to think it'll be coming back over here, David, the title of the 2024 Sandgroper, I would reckon.
That'll be weird. It'll be a Victorian that's a Sandgroper, so that'll be a little bit unusual, but we can work with it. And the news came through earlier on this morning that Big Energy in its trial this morning went 29.25, lowering the track record by 0.01. So the Greenos have obviously got Big Energy in tip-top order, aiming up at the Sandgroper there next Thursday.
Yes, perfect preparation. He was outstanding last Thursday night, absolutely brilliant for his 10th win at Sandown Park, and he's a high quality greyhound, as we know. Didn't have a great deal of luck in the Melbourne Cup, and he might just add this title to his already impressive record. But I think he'll be trained to the minute, as we have come to expect from the Greeno Kennel, haven't we, over a 50, almost 60-year period of training at the top level.
Big time. Let's get into your thoughts tonight, Brownie. Early quaddie, race number 1, first leg of the early quaddie gets underway. 4 minutes past 4 WA time. Front up to an odds-on favourite, Flying Dino, who was most impressive last week, zipping around the 515 metres there in 29.59. Pretty slick time for a young dog.
Yeah, looks impressive type. Gone into the red box tonight, which will certainly help. Looks the one to beat, David, as you say, but the price indicates that. I'm going to throw 3 and 4 in. Not a lot of form, not a lot of races under the favourite's belt, but it certainly was impressive last week. We'll take 1, 3, 4. In the second leg, 5.95. We've got a few of these on the card tonight. I think it's pretty tough. I'm going to give Henry Intention another chance. I know he's drawn wide again tonight, but he didn't lose any friends last week. He was quite a good run behind his brother Oscar Intention, who's in the race again. But I think it's wide open. 8, 2, 3 and 7 with Henry on top there. Race number 3, 5.15 metres. I'm only going to take the 3 runners here. 5, 7 and 6. I've got Whippet as the greyhound to beat. I think it can come out and lead from the 5. And in race number 4, this is the Big Breeders' Series final over the 5.15. Good race, plenty of chances. I made it 1, 3, 5 and 7. Just the draw, I think, may favour Grand Tourer from box number 1, so that greyhound to beat. Moving into the main quaddie, and they have set us a task tonight, 3 5.95s and a 7.15. So here we go. I think it's a difficult task, very hard race to kick us off. Race number 5, plenty of chances, and I think the number 5 may be the greyhound to beat. I think it can probably lead from 5 in the Jeff Britton Kennel. Go Seek Reese, got it on top. I think Pommel Boy's got a chance. Irish Millie is one here, the only greyhound that's won over this distance. I think she's some sort of chance. And definitely number 8, Son of Ghost, has been in reasonably solid form too and can come out. But competitive for first leg of the quaddie, 5, 1, 2 and 8. Race number 6, 7.15 metre. Here, these greyhounds will be looking to lead up to the Sandown Cup Series in May next month. I've got Passmark. He's been racing very good form, 3 wins on the trot, couple over the 600. So nice preparation. A 680 win at Geelong also from the Jeff Britton Kennel. I think he's the greyhound to beat, but certainly chances to Diawana's Sensation. And the greyhounds drawn in 3 and 4. Stella Girl and Hello Par, I think, have got some claims that they had a bit of luck in running. So 6, 8, 4 and 3 over the 7.15. Race number 7, again over the 5.95 here. Gee, it's wide open. I think there's plenty of chances and can come out the 5, Voice of Thunder, and maybe lead from that box for Graham Jones. I've got it on top to beat 3, 2 and 1. Definitely chances to AK Boomer and the 2 draw on the inside, Spirit World and Diawana Fernando. They've drawn nicely on the inside and can get a good position in the race, but I do like Voice of Thunder to perhaps lead all the way. Has one here in 34 and 47, so 5, 3, 2 and 1. And the last leg of the quaddie over the 5.95 here. I tried to trim this up after taking 4 in the first 3 legs. I'm going 8, 1 and 2. I've got the class runner Osprey Athena for Angela Langdon. It's a high-quality greyhound, has won here in 34.10. I think it's the one to beat. And I think also the two on the inside, Jamie Bale and Ashton Michigan, can find positions in the race and also be solid chances. But we've got the 8 on top. Osprey Athena. Looking for some better bets. I do like the red box a bit tonight. There's, as you say, the red in the first, pretty short. And later on in the card, it looks as though there's 2 or 3 greyhounds who can win from the red. I'm going to make Elite Alex our best bet, around the 250 mark at the moment. He's a grade, it's in the free fall over the 5.15. He's the only grade 1 runner in the race. He's very consistent greyhound, really runs a poor race for Mark Delbridge. I think in the field of 6 he'll be suited, and he might present a bit of value at 250, David. So I made Elite Alex, race 9, number 7, our best bet tonight. So good luck and good punting, and on what's quite a challenging night of the punt there at Sandown Park tonight, David.
Beautifully done, Neil. What was hopefully we can jag at least one of those 2 quaddies tonight. If we do, we'll be handsomely rewarded. There's some pretty wide legs, and race 9, number 7, Elite Alex is the one we'll be cheering hard for late on in the program. Great to be catching up with you, Brownie. Appreciate your time as always. Look forward to our chat next week.
Good on you, David. Talk to you then.
There we have it, Neil Brown with the latest from Victorian Chasing this morning here on Great Greys, where it's now 29 minutes away from 11 o'clock. Our next race for broadcast will be the 2nd at Wyong, and it is over the 1,350 metres, a benchmark 68. Having a look at the fixed odds market with Tab Touch, just the one scratching of number 1, Putt for Dough. Fixed odds update, Chevron, 250 into $1.55, similar to the first, a very well-backed favourite. Penart's been 320 out to 380. Bit of money for Baranoff, double-figure odds in, 12 as big as 17, now 850. Tip-top timing, 19 to 10. Take the jackpot, 14 out to 18. Princess Amira, 26 and firm. Obelius has been 34 into 26, and Western Front, the outsider of the field, 51 out to $71. The warm favourite Chevron, 250 into $1.55 with Putt for Dough, the one scratching. 17 minutes away, race number 2 of the day there at Wyong. Big weekend of chasing coming up, though, across there in South Australia. We've got a nice meeting tonight there at Angle Park. There'll be chasing tomorrow at Gawler, Saturday morning at Angle Park, and, of course, the Group 3 feature on Sunday there will be the Mount Gambier Cup. We saw the heats last week. That final will be this weekend, and, of course, they've also got Murray Bridge there on Sunday as well. So big few days in store in South Australian chasing. The man joining us, as he does each and every Thursday, is Sean Matheson to look at SA Chasing. Welcome to you, Sean. How do we find you today?
Yeah, hi, David. Yeah, great to be on the show again. Yeah, as you mentioned, plenty of racing in SA and plenty of feature racing as well. As you mentioned, really looking forward to the Mount Gambier Cup on Sunday. 8 wonderful heats last week has produced a terrific final at Group 3 level where someone will win $25,000 and add to their reputation, hopefully. And then, as you mentioned, we've got tonight's program, which got a Breeders' Prelude final on. But next week as well, we kick off our Anniversary Cup series with heats, and the final the week after that is worth $50,000. So next Thursday night, I expect a lot of the open company dogs to be, in full fettle, and maybe a couple of interstaters for next Thursday night. So that's going to be a really big program there as well.
Indeed, yeah, looking forward to that. Some great prize money up for grabs across there in SA. Just having a look through the program for tonight. Certainly looks like Benny Rawlings is in for a pretty decent night at the office early on in the cards. Got some really good chances. He's been having a great run with his team of late, and we get to see the return of Peaky Boo back to South Australia after running so very, very well in the Launching Pad series, finishing runner-up in that final. But, it raced well throughout the course of that series. Was a winner of the heat, runner-up in the semi-final behind Cruising Debbie, and then runner-up again behind that same chaser in the final. Peaky Boo certainly put itself on the radar now as one of the absolute top liners across there in SA over the upcoming months.
Oh, most definitely. He ran brilliantly through that Launching Pad series where, as you know, David, the top youngsters in the country sort of target this series because it's restricted to how many starts you've had and how many wins. So you get the best of the best there. And for him to produce what he did through the heat semi and then a terrific second in the final, wonderful. And we obviously run that SA launching pad series, and Peaky Boo's the first one who's won the ticket through that series and made it through to the final, and then ran second in the final. So terrific that he came through our sort of series to get there, and then actually did super well. So terrific for the connections and for the Rawlings team. And as you mentioned, the dog itself, I mean, so lightly raced, and to have that sort of experience in Victoria, you know, the next 6 to 12 months for him is going to be terrific.
Indeed, yeah, no doubt will be one of the stars of the SA chasing scene over the next 12 months. Let's get your thoughts for tonight's program. 12 races up for debate. The first race gets underway WA time, 10 minutes past 5 tonight, and it is over the 595 metres. Who are you keen on?
So tonight, as you mentioned, I think Ben Rawlings' team will have a very good night, and the first of the best bets will come up in race 4, and it's number 1, Pet Detective, at that even money quote. This greyhound's only had 3 lifetime starts, 2 wins down the straight, and 2 runs ago ran a really good third from a wide draw here at Angle Park, where he showed really good early speed to lead to the first turn, but sat off the rail and allowed a run to the inside. Fought on really well to run third in 31.15. I just think with that early speed and box 1 tonight, coming back here for the second time, I just expect him to lead, and he should just be very hard to beat. I just can't see the opposition getting past him, even though there's some nice greyhounds who are drawn a little bit out wide in Victor Monte out of the 7 and 8 Ascend. But I think Pet Detective will find the front early and just be too good.
Cool name too, Pet Detective, the old Ace Ventura from years gone by. Hopefully it's popular post-race, race 4, number 1, Pet Detective. On to the second of your plays? Second of the plays
comes up actually in race 10, and it's number 5, Yoda Lady. Now, she's quoted around $5 in quite an open race, but I just definitely think she can get the money here. She was a really good run last start in running third at Angle Park behind Spanner. Turning for home, I thought she was going to win. She sort of laid in a little bit. The other dogs had come out a bit, clipped the back legs of the other dog and lost a bit of ground, ended up running third, looked like she was going to win. So I just think with a repeat of that performance, she showed last week she has some nice early speed, and she's getting better over the longer journey. So I just think at the $5, she's just going to put herself right up on speed. And if she can just carry on a little bit from her last performance, I think she can get the money.
Okay, so the nice each-way odds. Race 10 at number 5, Yoda Lady, $5 and $1.80 at the moment on the fix there with Tab Touch. Looks a super chance. And the third of your thoughts for tonight there at Angle Park?
We'll be in the last race tonight, David, race 12, and it's number 4, Glisten for Kim Johnson. This greyhound has won 2 of its last 4 starts over the shorter journeys at at Gawler and at Murray Bridge. Was a good run last Thursday night in running third over the 3:42 at Angle Park. Steps up to the 5:30 here in SA for the first time. But she has shown enough ability and potential that she can lead this field. She's got plenty of early speed. And some of her challenges in this race are sort of genuine 5:30, 5:95 metre dogs. So I think she's just going to open them up early, and I just think they'll be too far back for them to make ground. So I think she hopefully finds the front nice and early, and just the last little bit she might tell us it's her first 5:30 metre run, but I just think she'll have too big a break to be caught.
All right, so race 12, number 4, Glisten to ping, find the top, put a break on them and hold on late. Race 12, number 4, Glisten. To go along with 4-1 Pet Detective and 10-5 Yoda Lady. We also have Chasing Gawler Friday, Angle Park the time-graded meeting on Saturday, and Mount Gambier Cup on Sunday. You like anything at those 3 meetings?
Okay, so just one in each meeting, David, for the listeners. So Gawler tomorrow, race 8, number 1, Ebon Coast, again for the Kim Johnson team. 1-2 runs ago from box 1, running 22.73, was able to lead on that occasion. It started $1.04 on that occasion. This race is a stronger race. Last start, ran fourth without a lot of luck. So I think you'll still get an okay price around the even money. But I think from box 1, it's undefeated, 2 from 2, so should be leading and winning. We go to Saturday morning, the time-graded meeting. Race 6, number 5, Virage Volante for Kevin Bewley. She's ran a couple of nice placings at big odds. She's a greyhound who has excellent early speed. And in this time-graded race, being in front's a huge advantage. The 342's as far as she really wants to go, but I think she can lead. I think she can run you a big race at odds. So race 6, number 5, Virage Volante on Saturday morning. And then, as you mentioned, David, I'll concentrate on the Mount Gambier meeting on Sunday. Race 7's our Group 3 Cup final, a wonderful race. I like number 2, Mighty Quinn here for Rodney Clark. This greyhound's only won 5 career races, but peeled off a 29-29 last week in the heat. Began fairly, and I think, again, beginning fairly is okay here, so long as the 1 Chapel Road for Kia Hurley shows the speed that this dog showed last week, and he'll get a bit of cover early. He should be able to push up. His run-home time was really good last week, and he held off Kai Bale. And I really think that this dog will go around at each-way odds, and I just think with that nice run to the first turn, he can run you a huge race at odds. It's a hot field, and there's going to be plenty of early speed, but definitely one not to be missed. But at each-way value, number 2, Mighty Quinn.
All right, Mighty Quinn. And quite a few of the locals performed really well last week in those heats.
Most definitely. We saw Tracy Price with Mile Mate, who knocked off Like Wildfire in its heat, and Jason Newman with Purified, who we saw sort of 12 months ago in our Derby series. Had a few injury problems, but ran home really nicely for Jason to get the money. And then we've got a couple of Metro trainers down there. I mentioned Kia Hurley with Chapel Road, Power of Silence for Clint Trengove, held off at Hana Rico in the heats last week. And then we did see Uriel Bale from Victoria for Rob Camilleri, ran the track record last week in the heats of 29.15 and drawn out wide. It's going to like it out there, but can he replicate it? You know, we'll know on Sunday, but it's a really wonderful addition to the Mount Gambier Cup.
Yeah, looking forward to that, and good luck to the club there too. This is their big day of the year. They've drawn together an excellent final, and looking forward to that. It'll be 1:37 WA time there on Sunday afternoon if you're looking to have a punt on this year's Group 3 Cadillac Racing Mount Gambier Cup final. Beautifully done, Sean. Appreciate your time as always here on Great Greys. Enjoy your chasing over the next little bit. We'll catch up again next Thursday.
Thanks, David. Always appreciate your time.
There we have it. Sean Matheson joining us here on TAB Radio with his look at a big few days in store across there in South Australia. Some 7 minutes away from race number 2 of the day there at Wyong. Just a quick market update. Not too much has changed since our last call of the card. Chevron remaining hot at the top of the market, $2.50 into $1.55. Pennard on the drift on the second line, $3.20 to $4.60. Baranoff $12 to $7.50. Tip top timing 19 to 10. Take the jackpot 14 to 19. Princess Amira 26 to 21. Abelius 34 to 23. And the outsider of the field, Western Front 51 out to 71. You have got 6 minutes to get your bets on for race number 2 of the day at Wyong. Our next special guest, well, I'm hoping he's been battening down the hatches, because what we saw there last weekend was absolutely extraordinary. It was bucketing down. The thoroughbreds got away with it, but unfortunately that Wentworth Park track copped the worst of that weather, and I'm sure the track staff have been working overtime to get things ready for the semi-finals of the Golden Easter Egg this upcoming weekend. The man joining us to talk all about it is Simon Orchard on this Thursday morning. Welcome to you, Simon. Have you still got the rain jacket on?
G'day, Shorty. G'day, listeners. I've got the rain jacket off. I'm looking out the window right now. The sun is shining, Shorty. There's actually been a bit of wind around New South Wales the last couple of days as well. So hopefully everything is dried out all around the state, not just our greyhound tracks, but everyone that got flooded out over the last couple of days. Yes, some meetings abandoned, of course, Wendy Park last week, Bulleye and Gosford. We made the early call to get those meetings out of the way as well on Tuesday. Plenty of track damage around, but a big shout out to all the curators and track staff around the state. I think they've done a wonderful job, and from what I understand, Shorty, all systems are go, and we are ready to fire off tomorrow night with a couple of massive days at Wenty Park. You've already hit the nail on the head. The Ultrasense, 9 heats. I spoke to Mark Gatt this morning. He can't remember seeing that many heats of the Ultrasense in the race's history. Of course, we've got the Association Cup heats first up on Saturday night, the Egg semis, and then we've got the new Sensation and Magic Maiden finals wedged into that Saturday night program as well, which I think was a really good move. Of course, we ran the heats of those before the washouts last week, so those dogs, their preparation won't be stifled. And, of course, the feature count is so busy these days. You've got the Group 2 now, a Puppy Classic coming up as well, which I'm sure a lot of those dogs in the new Sensation and potentially the Magic Maiden will target afterwards as well, Shorty. So, as I said, all systems go, ready to rock and roll, and can't wait to get into a big weekend of chasing.
Yeah, so exciting. Well, I'll let you take over. There's so many different meetings and the like that are now on with everything sort of pushed back from last weekend. You just take us wherever you'd like to go with your plays over the next 72 hours in New South Wales chasing.
I feel like a kid in a candy shop, Shorty. I've got a big long list of tips here. I'll come back to today's best bets, but I'll start with Friday at Wenty Park. As I mentioned, the Ultrasense heats. That conversation with Mark Gatt this morning was really interesting. I liked leg speed before I spoke to Mark. I like it even more after speaking to Mark. I think second favourite in the market it was this morning, leg speed. It's race 1, number 3 tomorrow night. Just gets a beautiful draw with Fortified in box 2 for Chris O'Brien, showing really, really good early pace, 5:40 or so to the first mark. Leg speed's really sluggish. He's a 5:60 dog, a 5:55 dog maybe at best. But that should suit. 2 wide runners drawn outside as well, so hopefully they will peel to the right. Fortified will jump on the arm, and leg speed can just get a beautiful suck run in behind. I guess the risky run there is Fortified just pinches a break and runs away with it, which is certainly a possibility. But I like leg speed. He's a 29.6 dog at Wenty at his absolute best. He just needs clean air to run away with that race, and I think he's a good betting proposition. So that's race 1, number 3, leg speed, and most importantly, Mark Gatt said that he is on. So a dog that's been hard to find, but I like race 1, number 3, leg speed tomorrow night. And then I don't mind race 7, number 2, Warhawk as well for Penny Hutchinson, a dog that ran so well in the Maitland Cup Series last year, a third placing. Penny Hutchinson, Shorty, is one of these wonderful new trainers, to the scene in the last couple of years. She was an owner for a long time. She owned Off the Rocks and had a really good relationship with that greyhound. She's tried her hand at training in the last couple of years. She said the kids left home. She felt like an empty nester and she needed to put her attention to something else, and she's doing a great job training this dog by the name of Warhawk. So that's 7-2 Warhawk and 1-3 tomorrow at Wenty in leg speed. Saturday night, gee whiz, where do you look? We'll start with the Magic Maiden race, 4, number 3, Be Wowed, really, really quick in the early stages, 5:45 to the first mark, of course. The son of Wow, trained by Ruth and Danny Maddock, just got tired in the latter stages and got overrun by Marshall Cade. They clocked around the 32nd mark. I think Be Wow's just going to be better for the run and hopefully can get out in front and will just be strong to the line. So I like Be Wow, race 4, number 3, to win the Magic Maiden. My best bet's in the Egg semi-finals, 5-4 Smooth Plane. I can't remember if it was you or someone else that drew my attention to this greyhound for Tom Daly. I think going to be improved for the run at Wenty Park. Of course, has a second behind Explicit, who we know is just an absolute super chaser down there in the Shepparton race. A couple back, I think 29.57 is just the tip of the iceberg for this dog. I think Smooth Plane can be winning race 5, number 4 in the semis on Saturday. And then 7-1 Nangar Larry. I think Andy Lord's just been biding his time and preparing this dog for what he knows is the big test. Hasn't had a box draw in what feels like forever. Box 7, box 6, 4-2, 4-4, 7-7, 8. That's just the last 7 or 8 runs. Finally gets the cherry. The last 2 times he's jumped from the red, he's won. Last 3 times, he's won, and he's run really well. So I like Nangar Larry as one of the better bets on the program as well. No bet in the new sensation for me, which is race 9, but Jack Smith said this morning that Flash Boom Bang is his best each-way betting proposition, so make of that what you will. That's race 9, number 6 on Saturday night. And if we come back to today, Dapto tonight, 7-1 Appen Way, and 11-6 Rocket Queen. They're the two best bets on the Dapto card tonight. So there you go, Shorty, about 7 or 8 best bets around the country over the next couple of days. But most importantly, some of the trainers really like their prospects. And we know it's dog racing, so anything can happen, but I like the odds of some of these runners, and hopefully every dog gets around safe. We have an absolute ripping Golden Easter egg final come April 20 in just 9 days' time.
It's going to be magnificent. Simon, as always, appreciate your time. And yes, it's me. I'm all aboard the smooth playing bandwagon. I think I loved its heat win. And 2 weeks later, let's hope we see something similar in that semi-final on a Saturday night. Appreciate your time, mate. Enjoy all of your chasing. We'll head to thedogs.com.au for all of the latest there at Wentworth Park over the next couple of nights as well. Go well.
Thank you, mate. Cheerio.
You are tuned into Shorty and the team on Great Greys.
It's now 7 minutes away from 11 o'clock. Time to round out the program with a chat to the Shane Train Williams. Welcome to you, Shano.
Yeah, g'day, Shorty. G'day, listeners. Yeah, very good weekend, Shorty, coming up for racing, and then obviously 7 days to the Sandgrope. I can't wait for that one.
Well, spectacular. What about that news coming through the trial this morning? A big energy going under the track record, 29 and 25, if you don't mind, punters.
Yeah, I just actually was at trials, just walked in, Shorty, actually, and the time was still up on the board. So, just missed his trial, but obviously he's taken to Kennington like he never left, Shorty. So, obviously box draw is going to be very important in the Sandgroper, and I think any one of the 8 dogs can win, that's for sure.
It'll be one of the greatest races this state's ever seen. There's no doubt about that. The quality and depth is just remarkable, and everybody's nailed it. The box draw is essential, but regardless of how that box draw looks, you've got 8 stunning chasers that'll be out there doing their very best. It's going to be a very special race next Thursday night. Make sure you get out there trackside to see all the action.
You know what, Shorty? I think this year, last year, I think the race was taken. I think that some people just disrespected it. There was dogs flying in the day of the race and, not trialling around Kennington. I think this year I've got to take my hat off to all the trainers and slot holders. They've all got it right this year. They've given their dogs every chance this year, and I think that's what the race deserves, Shorty, for sure.
Oh, no doubt, particularly the prize money that's up for grabs. But you've just nailed it. I think the fact that pretty much all of the dogs that are coming across have seen the track. They've been given the opportunity to perform to their absolute level best come next Thursday night. And it's going to be some sort of spectacle, that is for sure and certain. Before that, though, we need to fill up the Tab Touch account, see if we can't find a few winners for the listeners. Got an interesting program tonight out there at Mandurah. Who do you like?
Yeah, going to kick it off, race 3, number 1, All About Marble. Look, Shorty, he's not a winning machine. He's only won 1 from 30, but his win did come off the 1 box, and 2 runs ago he ran 22.50 odd, getting beat. So I think a repeat of that performance should see it hard to beat here. Race 3, number 1, All About Marble. And then we'll go over to race 6, number 1, Shorty, Shy Emoji. Now, I know I say this a lot, Shorty, but the dog drawn in 2, it's dead set, got a nickname, and it's called TPG. Do you know what that stands for, Shorty?
No, I do not.
Trailer Park Girl, because it goes around the outside.
Oh, train.
I'll be Queen.
Wheeling out a bit of comedy gold on this Thursday morning.
Oh, yeah, I've been thinking of that one all night, Shorty. But no, I've actually been behind the boxes with this B Queen races, Shorty. It dead set does the biggest right-hand turn you've ever seen at the start, and races around the outside fence. So Shy Emoji, obviously it's been very well supported. The markets have come up and it's off the map, so obviously not the only one that thinks that. So Dave Hobby's going to get every opportunity there to get that one home. Shorty, race 6, number 1, Shy Emoji, on top of race 3, number 1, All About Marble.
Pair of ones tonight, both from the Hobby Camp. Race 3, number 1, race 6, number 1 at Mandurah this evening. We move on to Friday night chasing there at Mandurah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with race 7, number 1, Shorty, Kisses for Chaos. I got tipped last week. It was first up from a month's break last week. I thought its run was okay. Hit the line really well over the 400 metres. There's a lot of speed in 3, 4 and 5 here, so I thought it could sort of sneak up behind one of them, and if they're jamming up front, it could get the run through. It's a dog with a fair share of ability, Kisses for Chaos. It doesn't win out of turn, but it does love the 488 and the 1 box at Mandurah. So I think it'll be each way odds tonight for sure. Shorty, race 7, number 1. And then over to race 8, number 4, Sunset Ali. This does look a match race between 3 and 4. I just think the dog in 3 is a bit hit and miss at the start, and Sunset Ali's in red-hot form at the moment. So 7, 1 and 8, 4 on Friday, mate.
All right, race 7, number 1, race 8, number 4 for the train there on Friday night at Mandurah. And we switch our focus now to Cannington on Saturday night. Another big program in the build-up to the Sandgroper itself. Shapes up as being another tremendous card. And, of course, we've got a couple of heats that pay tribute to the all-time champion when it comes to the staying ranks here in WA in Miata.
Yeah, 100% Shorty. And my little mate that trained Miata, that's obviously his nickname around the place now. And, obviously we have a bit of representation in there. So we'll be doing our damn hardest to try and make the final and pinch it next week, Shorty. But I'm going to kick off early on Saturday, Shorty. Race 1, number 5, Cherry Blue, a dog trained by the Credellis. This dog does trial very quick there, 21.60 odd. So if we can get the start right, and the track's been very quick lately, Shorty, so we might see it get down to somewhere near that time if it can spear the lids like it has been. Last week it just found one too good, but the week before it bounced on the arm and run good time and it was a big price. So race 1, number 5, Cherry Blue for the Credelli team. And then I was very impressed with race 10, number 6, Tim and Lane last week, Shorty. It drew wide out where it wants to be. It put it all together last week around 34.67. Again, meets a small field and drawn out where it wants to be, I think. So 1, 5 and 10, 6 on Saturday, Shorty.
Train, if I'm not mistaken, I can see 3 letters next to Tim on Lane in the book as well.
Yes, like its mum, Shorty. Like its mum, the Floss Bandit.
Yeah, she loved it out wide. So TPG next to Tim on Lane as well there, punters. If you are looking for a dog that likes it drawn wide on the track, certainly last week, Tim on Lane we saw was very comfortable drawn off the circuit. Anything from the camp? I had to do greyhound gold yesterday, and part of it's to come up with some roughies or a value somewhere along the line. And I see Nangar Chiefs finally come up with an inside draw. Gee, this dog's been cruelled by wide box draws in recent times.
Yeah, I think we're going to struggle this week, Shorty. Just when he had a nasty fall 2 weeks ago, you sometimes don't know how to play it after a fall, but I just thought in his best interest was to go and give him a trial on the arm, just to run on the arm, get him some confidence. And I can let the punters know he ran 21.60 over the 380, Shorty, which is about what he runs all the time. So obviously he's taken no harm from that fall. Whether or not he's a bit of gun shy in the head, I'm not sure, but the box one will certainly give him every chance. I hope he can get around untouched. He's had a bit of bad luck. He's had dogs take his back legs from behind, and then obviously he fell last start. So obviously all I can say he's fitting well, and he's trialled as good as he's ever trialled. So whether or not he's still got them issues up in the head, Shorty, I just want to see him have a run on the board and see if he has that or not. But I would say he'd be my best chance on Saturday night for sure. But I really can't tip him until I see him have another start after that fall, Shorty.
Okay, that's fair enough. Well, hopefully we get to see a nice performance from Nangar Chief off the inside on Saturday night. Shane, I appreciate your time as always here on Great Greys. Good luck with your runners over the weekend and indeed finding plenty of winners.
Thanks, mate. Same to you. Have a good week, punters.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.